Righto guys, welcome to Cryptid and Paranormal Corner. This little video I put together is actually a bit of thermal footage I got on the weekend of a creature peering at me from behind a tree. I actually planned to go out with Attila and Yowie Dan over the weekend. Anyway, those plans got cancelled. We're going to do another trip in the next couple of weeks. Anyway, so I actually decided I was going to go out to my cousin's place on the Saturday night, have a bit of a look around, finally use me thermal footage out in the bush and see what I could pick up. So I'd spoken to her Saturday and she said she was going out shooting with her uncle. So it's probably not a good idea to be out there while they're out shooting and stuff. Plus them being out there shooting the guns off and that, there probably wouldn't be many things out roaming around. So I thought I'd decide to do that another weekend. So I was sitting around all afternoon. I didn't really know what I was going to do, and I come up with a bit of a plan and jumped in the ute, hooked up the GoPro on the dashboard and I had all my gear, had my thermal, my new thermal camera, my night vision camera, all the infrared torches, my headlamp, everything. Thought I'd go for a drive around, go up through the bush, go through a few gullies and stuff like that, and cruise around with a GoPro on, maybe pick up something along the road, and then eventually I'd pick a spot that I'd get out and go for a bit of a walk and try out the thermal. So I was cruising around for probably just over an hour. I'd gone through a few gullies, actually went through a bit, it's called Broughton Pass, and you head through that from Douglas Park and it brings you out at Appin, and it's actually up near where the Appin massacre site had actually happened. Took a few back streets up there into the bush and just cruising around, didn't really see anything, seen a couple of foxes run out in front of me and stuff, but yeah, so I thought I headed back through Broughton Pass towards Douglas Park and went and got back onto Picton Road and went through a few back streets and stuff. The fog was so bad, so even if I seen anything, the old GoPro wouldn't have picked up much. And so I was looking for a few spots along the way, and I'd actually been to a spot there the weekend before with the missus and kids, and we went down to the water and had a look and down the river, and it was actually pretty awesome. So I thought I'd head over to that spot, knew where I was going and that, so it'd be pretty safe in the night and get down and have a look and see what I could find. Didn't really think I'd get anything. It was just a different spot I hadn't been to at night, so I thought it'd be a good spot to go and try out the thermal. Righto guys, quickly before I get into the rest of the video, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, I could really appreciate it, and if you just can like and share it around to your friends, it'd be really awesome. I really enjoy doing these episodes. I'm starting to get a bit better and getting a bit more content out there, and hopefully I can get out and do some more videos like this and find some more evidence for you. But yeah, so if you can do that, I really appreciate it. Cheers. Yeah, so it took me about 15 minutes to get to this spot and rolled down the road and hit a few potholes and that. You'll notice that the GoPro footage, I've got no audio. I end up taking that out because all you can hear is the ute rattling around and me hitting potholes. The roads are terrible after all that rain we had. But anyway, so I've pulled up there and I'd only just pulled up the handbrake and I got that primal fear. That fear something was watching me, something was there, and it actually scared the crap out of me. I hadn't even turned the car off, and I quickly pulled the thermal out. I thought I'll have a look around and see if there's something there, and I was looking around the joint. I couldn't really see anything, and I hooked it out to me right, and it would have only been about 10 metres away. I got this really big black heat signature. You'll see in the video I change the colours go to a few of the different settings and that, and it was my first time using it at night, so it was pretty rough. And the thing that got me, and I didn't actually realise straight away at first, was I'd actually charged all this stuff up. Like I was saying, I was supposed to be going out with Attila and Yowie Dan, and then I was going to go to my cousin's place, so I had all my gear charged up, ready to go 100%, and as soon as I've started to record with the thermal, my battery just went bang, low battery, and you'll see that the thermal footage is driving me nuts. It's right in the middle of the footage as well. Like, I didn't think it'd be on the recording, but saying low battery, and that annoyed the crap out of me. So you'll notice with the footage, and it's hard for me to get this thing because I'm trying to keep it in the middle of the camera but without being underneath that warning, but like the warning bit there for the battery. And I couldn't believe it. Like, this thing was only 10 meters from me, and the thermal ended up dying on me. So I quickly pulled out my night vision camera, hit the night vision. I've got some infrared booster lights. Anyway, one's one's a really good. It's an IR spotter torch. So you actually use it to boost your infrared hunting scopes, and this can go to about 500 meters on a clear run, and it didn't actually work. I had one that was I think it was a $5 special I got off eBay, and even it wasn't working properly and ended up dying too. And yeah, I just couldn't believe it. So the last thing I could do was I pulled my headlamp out, like it's over 1,000 lumens, like it's a pretty bright headlamp. I pulled it out and was recording with my Sony camera, and I reckon I only got about 30 seconds with it too, and the battery died with that. And it scared the crap out of me. I didn't actually realise that this thing was only 10 metres away from me, but after the headlamp died, I put the window back up and I actually got out of there as quick as I could. I'd never actually experienced anything like that. I've never had batteries go flat. I've had that recording years ago with my GoPro corrupt after I had that Yowie Bluff charge, but I've never had any issues with batteries. I still can't believe it. Like I said, I had everything fully charged, ready to go, and the thermal, I reckon I got 2 minutes of peering around and looking at this creature and looking around with before the battery completely died on it. It was dead, completely dead, and like I'm supposed to get 6 hours of footage out of this thermal recording, or 8 hours just using it as a monocular looking around, and I got 2 minutes. Like I was saying, that infrared booster torch I got, like it was $350. Like it's a really good booster light for your night vision scopes, and it wouldn't even turn on. Like it was completely dead, completely fried. That little cheapie I got, probably 30 seconds of trying to record with that, and it was terrible. It was playing up and it ended up dying on me. But that headlamp, it really got me. And the thing that it spun me out a bit, I've actually, after it all happened, I got home and I was getting all my stuff out of the car and actually accidentally hit the button on my headlamp, and it actually turned on and it was fully charged again. So this had actually, whatever this creature was, it was like it had just fried all the electrics. It was the only thing that wasn't affected was the GoPro in the cab, but it wasn't facing in that direction. But my Sony Handycam, it never died. But as you see in the couple of videos I've got there, there's no point in recording when you can't actually see into the darkness. So yeah, it was pretty freaky. And like I said, once all the lights and that died, I got out of there pretty quick and had a look at the footage and that, and you'll see it. And I'm just about to put up the thermal footage, and you'll see there's actually a creature peering out and having a look at me. So this is where you see the creature come into view. Like you can see, I record it for a fair bit, and it's moved slightly and stuff like that. And as anyone say, it could have been any animal, could have been a person, could have been anything. But the fact that this stuff had gone on with me batteries dying and stuff after it, like there's no more explanations. This is some form of supernatural or cryptid creature. So after this bit of footage finishes, you can see it. I'm gonna have a few screenshots of the screenshots that are taken from the thermal, so you can have a better look at that. And before we get to them screenshots, you can already see the shape of a head. You can see a shoulder or two shoulders, and then on the far side of the tree, it looks like an arm. So I'm tipping whatever this creature was holding onto the tree and leaning out and having a look at me. So you'll be able to see it better in the screenshot. So just let us know what you think. As you can see with these screenshots, you can see the definite shape of a creature leaning out behind this tree. It's crazy. A couple of the screenshots, when they're zoomed in and that, it nearly looks like it's got pointed ears. So whether it's a dog man or maybe it's just the way it had its head, it might have been a little yowie. Like I'm 5'10", so I'm not really big. So you'll see the next day when I go back with the missus and she gets a couple of thermal photos of me in the bush. It's around my height, but then again too, the creature's leaning out from behind the tree. It could be crouched down, it could be just leaning out a bit, so it's a little bit taller. But it's another thing that you'll find is it's a lot different, like the colour of it compared to me. You'll see me in a bit, and I've got a singlet on, so I've got bare skin, and I'm nearly shiny, whereas this creature's really dull in that. I'm not sure if it's maybe picking up fur or something like that. But yeah, guys, let us know what you think this is. So yeah, this is the thermal footage. You'll see a bit of that, and you'll notice how shitty my infrared boosters are. Like I was saying, one wasn't working, the other one was just terrible. It wasn't doing nothing. And you can see the trees that this creature would have been standing behind, but it just wasn't enough to light it up to be able to see. And like I said, I get the headlamp out, and you'll see at first it's really low. I can't get it to go into that boost. So it sits at about 1,000 lumens, I think, and then you can boost it, and it goes up to 2,500 lumens. So it just blasts it, and you'll see that I finally get it to go to that. But still, by that time, I can't see anything where this creature, as soon as I hit the infrared lights, as a lot of people say, these cryptids can actually pick up an infrared. Whether as soon as I did that, it took off into the bush, or not, I'm not too sure, but you can't see anything there. You'll notice that, yeah, all of a sudden the headlamp just dies as well. Now this next bit of footage here, this is the thermal from the next day. So you'll see I'll have a look around the area. I couldn't actually work out where this creature was with the thermal. I'd seen these trees that I thought it was at from looking at my handycam camera, but looking through the thermal it looked a bit different. So you see I look around, have a look around, and I finally find that spot, and you'll notice there's nothing putting off that same heat signature. So I got out and had a look, and I ruled out there wasn't a big rock there. There wasn't a part of the tree that might have been a bit hot from the sun from the day before. There's no steel. There was nothing there that actually could be putting off a heat signature, let alone the same heat signature as this creature put off. And that's, yeah, it got me going. I was crapping myself, even being there with missus and kids within the car, middle of the day, and I was packing it. I got up there and had a look around, and around the backs of those trees and that, there was a lot of the grass is patted down, and I didn't see any signs of any footprints or anything like that, but the grass was really packed down there. So whether the creature had been sitting there or what, it's just, yeah, it was just crazy. And then you'll see there's a couple of screenshots from my thermal footage, and I've put it together with the screenshots of this creature just so you can see that it's in the same spot, to try and just to prove to you that it is the same area. I hadn't just found another spot that looked the same. Like, this is the exact same area. Then you'll see the screenshot of me there, and like I was saying, you'll notice how shiny my skin is compared to this creature. And then there will be another screenshot, and that will actually be me sort of nearly lined up with where this creature was, so you can see it for a bit of like a height reference. I wasn't in the exact same spot, but like I was trying to work it out while I was in the bush, and the missus had the thermal, so now I know exactly where I've got to stand for these pictures. I can go back and do a better picture, so you can see where this creature actually was standing and how big it was compared to me. So it's still going through the screenshots there for you, but this last section I've actually got a bit of the thermal footage and put it down, slowed it right down for you, just so you can have a better look at it. You might be able to see it move a little bit and stuff like that. But like I was saying, I just couldn't believe how close this creature was. Being in the car at night, I thought this creature was actually further back in the bush, and I was just picking it up on the thermal. But from getting there the next day with the missus hitting me with the thermal, and for me to line up nearly exactly where this creature was, and to find out I was only about 10 metres from the car, it's just crazy. All the stuff that had happened, like I was saying, I was supposed to go out with Attila and Dan. That fell through. I was supposed to go to my cousin's place. That fell through. I drove around for an hour or so until I worked out a place to go to. And for me to land at this section, to pull in there, get that primal fear feeling of being watched and some creature or something being near me, and to pan around straight over the thermal and find this creature, and to find out that this creature was only 10 metres away from me, is just nuts. It's just crazy what goes on in this world, for all the things that had happened and changed for that day, for me to be there at the exact same time as this creature's peering out from behind the tree to see me. It's just crazy. A lot of this stuff has been happening to me lately, and yeah, I don't know why, but I seem to be getting drawn to these creatures, and it's a bit freaky. But anyway, guys, I'll leave it there. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and Let us know what you think this creature is. I've got my suspicions, but I'd like to see what you guys think, and give us some ideas of what I could go out to this area to have a look for this creature, or better ways to just to show how big this creature might have been compared to me. If you've got any ideas about that, let us know. Just before I go, if you haven't already, please like and share this with your friends. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, and until next time guys, keep safe out there. Cheers.